I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. Only reason I'm gonna get, I already know, man. I already hear y'all clickety clacking, man.
It's raining, it's pouring. The old man is snoring. He went to bed and bumped his head. Couldn't get up in the morning. It's raining, it's pouring. The old man is snoring. He went.
What's the deal, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Close Your Eyes, and y'all already know that's where I do sudden death and killer gossip. But today it's killer gossip, man. Last night I checked out a movie that I've seen get hated on amongst a lot of, like, you feel me, big name people and important people that was saying before this movie we about to get into, as y'all already may know from the title, it's a child's play. But coming into it, I've seen so many reviews on it, like saying this ain't my Chucky, bring my Chucky back, what about the Bam? I seen this one picture of the old Chucky slapping the new Chucky, like, you feel me, just a whole bunch of stuff saying that this Chucky shouldn't be made or it's gonna be whack or what about the Bam. But oh boy, am I here to tell y'all this movie flipped the whole script on remakes. Every remake that I can think of, I'm talking about big name remakes. So that's the Friday, the Nightmare, the Halloween, Texas, the Evil Dead. If I can get them all correctly, all of the remakes and reboots from those franchises and those storylines, they all get like critically like bashed, like those movies is fucking trash, like according to some people. But what about the Bam? If you ask me, the remakes and the reboots is really, like, I know my comic book fans, it's alternate universe. I guess the same guy, he looked the same, got the same name. He maybe looked a little bit different, maybe different colors in his uniform, in his fit or whatever. But other than that, it's the same guy. He's just a different universe. He's doing different things. He fighting against different people, and he got like a different background storyline. All about the Bam. So coming into this Child's Play, I ain't had no expectations going into it. I didn't like have none of the old Child's Plays, none of the old Chucky movies in the back of my head. None of that. I went into this movie fresh, like how I advise everybody to go see this movie, man. Cause this Child's Play and this like vision of Chucky, this story of Chucky being an AI, oh my fucking goodness, I wish this was done sooner. But Child's Play 2019, oh, it ain't shit to fuck with, to be honest with me, boy. Like, it ain't shit to fuck with. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run through the whole movie, point out some things that I found was interesting, some funny parts, and some man, and I'm gonna rate it at the end. Y'all already know, man, if you see me looking at my phone, y'all already know I had the notes in there, man, so don't even trip on me, man. So we start off, the movie starts in Vietnam, right? I guess this was some people said they breezed through this opening and breezed through this, how he became, you feel me, like how he became this disrupted doll or about the band, this killer doll. They definitely did breeze through this. So it was in Vietnam or wherever. I guess that's where they manufactured the whole buddy dolls or about the band for Kessler, the Kessler products. And this dude was daydreaming on the job, and I guess this not his first offense, let me say that. So the guy, I guess his boss was on his ass or whatever about him daydreaming. So I guess the dude who was daydreaming had a little treat for his boss. He removed all of the safety protocols that I guess every buddy doll is supposed to have. Like, you feel me? They can't say these type of words, or they can't do this, or what about the band. He removed all that shit. I guess Chucky couldn't wait to get that first kill, because he said, fuck that bullshit, and threw my man straight off the roof for good measures. So Andy, that living with his mom's, Karen, Audrey Plaza. Oh yeah, most definitely from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. And so I guess his birthday was like a few weeks away or whatever, and his mom was able to, Karen was able to finesse a buddy doll, because I guess she seen him looking at a commercial about the band. So mom was able to finesse a doll right off the Kessler and return, I guess, going back to the warehouse truck or whatever. And then I guess she knew something about the guy that was, like, you feel me, making sure, like, you feel me, doing the checklist to make sure everything on there was supposed to be on there. What about the band? She was like, I know you was out here fucking with who, I can't remember the old girl's name, and she asked him how was his wife. Old buddy was out here cheating, so she used the I guess the typical blackmail method and got this buddy doll off of him. So Andy unwraps his new present or whatever, right? I guess he gets the scan in his ass or whatever, and he asked him what's his name. He told him his name was Andy. Then he asked him what's my name. Andy was like, what'd he say? He was like, Solo. And then I guess Chucky was not going for that. He was like, no, I'm Chucky. Like, you feel me? My name is Chucky. And I guess this is one of my favorite parts. Andy, I guess, was chilling in the crib with his friends. What's her name? Flynn and Pug. Yeah, most definitely. And don't forget, Chucky AI. So everything he see, he learn. So as Andy chilling with his friends, they watching Texas Chainsaw 2. A very interesting movie, I should say. Because, boy, that movie, let me not even get into that. That's a whole different video. But anywho, so Andy and his friends watching this Texas Chainsaw. You going now? Okay. So Andy and his friends watching this Texas Chainsaw, right? And Chucky, he gets to, I guess, doing what he's in the movie. He like, and then he wanted to see how the knife feels, so he went to the kitchen to grab one, and then came back out and was about to, you feel me, stab his friend, because he was like, I thought this is what, you feel me, I seen y'all was having a good time watching the movie or whatever, so I tried to, you feel me, make you happy and do it in real life. Chucky, hey man, and if you think about it, Chucky actually wasn't on no bullshit. He was doing what he was programmed to do. When you think about it, he was programmed to make the person, like his best friend, like he's supposed to be his best friend, do whatever his best friend want to do, and do whatever his best friend makes his best friend happy. So Chucky, he trying to make his best friend happy. But anywho, that goes wrong or whatever. And he's learning to kill. So especially like if you fucking with Andy in this movie, man, Chucky was on your head. So the first person who was on Andy's head was old dude who I can't remember his name. He was living with his mom's Karen. But he was on some bullshit, and like Chucky was watching him like check Andy on some, like he even pulled him, like he wasn't even his kid, man, to be honest with you. Like he pulled him to the back, and he even closed the door with him, and he was telling him like, you feel me, whatever you can say to me, you can say it to my face. Who about to bam, like cut into this nigga, whatever. And meanwhile, Chucky in the corner watching the whole thing, bro. Like Andy was in his room crying, telling, like just screaming that he hated this nigga or whatever, about to bam, and you already know Chucky loyalty runs deep as fuck. Like I need a friend whose loyalty is deep as Chucky's, cause boy, the moment he like you feel me, the moment that night was over, Chucky followed my man to the crib and checked this bullshit out. My man got a whole separate family. Like he pulled his ring from the motherfucking visor at the top or whatever, and then put the ring on or whatever, and was about to walk in the house. And I guess it's January, we about to ban it because he was taking down the lights and shit. Chucky was on his head, boy, and I guess the detective said he got stabbed 13 times. And this is why I say Chucky loyalty run deep. He took the head to Andy to show, like, you feel me, a dude who was like, you feel me, fucking with you ain't no more, because his head right here. Man, I know if you put this Chucky in the room with the old Chucky, like, first off, the old Chucky, if you cut him, he gonna bleed. Like, that shit ain't like, if you try to stab this Chucky, at least the first stab, if you don't hit him right in the middle, he gonna eat that shit, bro, to be honest. But anywho, but oh my god, I say this damn near every movie, boy, some white people making some white people decisions, man. I guess he really didn't, I guess he had to, I guess, but then again, he didn't. He could have made up another lie, but he took the head that I was just explaining to y'all, to the detective's house. Like, what? But after they dropped the head off to the detective's crib, him and his mom, I guess him and his friends realized that they couldn't hang with Chucky no more. Like, Chucky was, feel me, too much of a real nigga for them, so they banged his head in with some sledgehammers, you know, opening him up so he don't work no more. We about to bang. But then there was this dude who actually I thought was goddamn Jack Black. Like I didn't have to sit there and like look at him for a minute and listen to his voice to know it wasn't Jack Black. But this guy, he found, I guess, the body bag that they wrapped Chucky in after they beat his ass, him, Andy and his friends. I guess he was trying to make a sale to eBay or something like that, cause he kept mumbling eBay like, oh, this about to be a great purchase, we about to bam. So I guess he was about to build him up just to make a profit off of him, whatever, cause he was living in looked like a basement or like a dungeon or something like that. So I guess he did need the cheese or the money or whatever. So I don't even know what he did to Chucky, to be honest, because like after he like put them together, Chucky probably committed one of the gruesomest kills in the whole movie. Like I think his legs fell off or something like that. Yeah, after he dropped on that little sliding saw table thing, his leg, okay. But I guess when he fixed Chucky up, he was in for a hot surprise, boy, because he turned that pole damn near to 180, 190, 200. His shit was, just imagine how his shit was looking after he let go of that motherfucker. But after he put Chucky back together, which in the old movies, I guess it did take about a movie and a half for them to put Chucky, like at the end of the first one, he get put back together. The second one, he died in this one and get put back together, which is fucking hilarious. But so after, I guess it's time for the final showdown. They at the Z Market where Karen and Andy moms work at, and I guess it's time for them to drop the buddy too. And they were dropping in different variations. Like you got a blonde hair buddy, a bear buddy. I guess they just dropped the drone, because I ain't seen no drones or nothing like in the beginning of the movie or whatever. So I guess they were just releasing the drone. Hold on. Before I even get to the final showdown, man, I forgot that Chucky fucking worked the detective moms out in in that Kessler car. I didn't even know. See, this is another thing about this damn Chucky, boy. In the Kessler car, he was able to not only like make the car go wherever it want to go, he was able to take the seatbelt off that motherfucker. This Chucky boy, in today's age, I'm gonna keep terrified of this nigga, boy, cause he done got his hands and fingerprints on everything, boy. You don't even like this camera. He probably controlling this camera, man. Like who knows? Like you feel me? That's what I'm saying. Like he could do whatever he want with a little light of his finger. But back to the final showdown, man. Chucky causes total fucking mayhem, telling everybody it's time to play. He like gains control of all of the Buddy 2 dogs, all of the drones, and like feel me, turn them on people. Cause like it was like at least 100 people pushing to get inside of Zedmart because they wanted these new dogs and these new toys. Cause like they down there, like I would have bought one. You feel me? Cause the way that the things that these dogs and these things could do, I damn near would have been like, shit, my buddy dog can control my car, can control my heat. Like I would have been like, shit, I need one too. So everybody pushing in to get these dogs or whatever, but they don't know what was on the other side. They had, you feel me, bear dogs, blonde hair Chucky, red hair Chuckies, you feel me, whatever, we about to bam. You feel me, rushing these drones coming in, we about to bam. The surprise to me most was the detective, man, like, he seen that drone coming, like, I ain't even about to believe that, man. And he got a gun on his hip. The detective, he low-key could have got out of that situation. I ain't even gonna lie, man, that's probably the best part of the movie, aka my favorite part of the movie, man, when after like the first rush of the, like, you feel me, the buddy dogs and the drones and everybody was starting to take people out or whatever, we got Andy meeting up with Chucky in the back with his moms or whatever, and Chucky come from the, like, I guess he walking from the back or whatever, dragging his knife. Oh my God, boy. Like, the thing that came to my head was, I don't know if y'all seen the Crazies reboot, the 2010, maybe, yeah, 2010 if I'm right. Well, he was like dragging that pitchfork. Oh my God, like damn near chills. I had goosebumps. Like I told y'all, I'm scared of this through Chucky, man. Don't think these laughs, don't make these laughs and these jokes and whatever fool y'all. Boy, this nigga is terrifying. I mean, some of the jokes in the movie was just a little bit corny, but I can't even, like, you feel me, half of the jokes, half of the shit from the old Chuckies and all of the old Chuckies, them bitches was corny too, so I can't even, like they damn near neck and neck if you ask me. Except for maybe See the Chucky, maybe See the Chucky. I feel like that was damn near over the border. But anywho, Andy pulled off that mean finesse by singing that Buddy song, and then I guess stabbed Chucky right in the heart, or if you want to call it the motherboard or whatever, stabbed him right where his I guess Iron Man, his Stark reactor or whatever that was in his chest, you feel me? He stabbed him in that. And then, I guess, you feel me, they on some Scream shit, you feel me, Scream 1, the killer never dies, he always come back from one last scare, you feel me, he jumped up, caught a bullet to the side by the detective, he was still moving, and then Karen ripped the nigga head off, like, come here. Then he pulled off a Freddy from Freddy vs. Jason. I guess his eyes was a little twitching at the camera, letting us know it's gonna be another one. I guess I'm there for the sequel, man. I guess I'm there. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. Only reason I already know, man, I already hear y'all clickety clacking, man. Only reason I'm gonna give it a 9.5, really, I'm gonna give it a 9. The reason I'm gonna give it a 9.5 is because of the, like, way that I'm seeing people being bandwagoners, boy. Like, the way that people was, like, even, what's her name, Jennifer Tilly, she was even on Twitter talking about, like, who is this, where is my Chucky at or whatever, and then now I'm hearing that this supposed to be the horror movie of the summer. Like, come on, man. Even though I do know the gamble that they was taking, obviously, with a reboot of a popular horror, like, you feel me, a horror icon. And the one thing that I did bank on, like, if it was gonna be a failure, is what's my man's name, Mark, the voice of Chucky. It was all dependent on him, man. He was like, if he fucked up, the whole thing would have fucked up, boy. But he definitely held his own. I like him, man. And I'm definitely excited to, like, you feel me, get the next movies of him voicing and whatever. Only thing is, he sound like he trying to do an impression of Charles Lee Ray. I feel like he should have went in with an opener or freer mind. Even though it is Chucky, so you kind of gotta play by that rule. But I feel like he should have threw his own little spin on it or whatever. But I definitely feel like the characters besides Chucky, Andy, Karen, you feel me, his friends, Pug and both of them or whatever about the band, I feel like that is a great cast to put around. I mean, I feel like this is a great cast to be in this movie, man. Everybody plays they roll to the fucking T, nigga. Even Andy, I feel like in the throwback child play, Andy, like, you feel me, he was just a cute little kid. His acting wasn't really on point. He had some nice little one-liners about the band, but no, this Andy, he acting like he in here, like, man. I feel like this movie all around shows people, like, this whole reboot thing, man. I feel like I've been arguing with a lot of horror. I ain't gonna say arguing, but having some mean discussions with some horror fans in the community and whatnot. And they always talking about how, like, reboots and remakes are, like, stealing off of the original. What about the band? But the whole thing is, man, when I went to go see this Child's Play, I went in there like with nothing else. Like I told y'all at the beginning of the video, I went in there without having none of the old Child's Plays in the back of my hand. I went in there like this is the first Child's Play ever made. Like you can, this how I went in there, and boy was I satisfied. This movie, the kid, y'all already know, new generation of killer love, man, and this definitely fits my suit, boy. The new generation aspect, him being an AI, who about to bam, and the kills in this movie satisfied me, like without a doubt, man. Even seeing my man's leg fumble on the floor, like I had looked at my girl when I part half. I'm like, oh yeah, this Chucky ain't meant to be played with, boy. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro, don't sleep on this Chucky, man. Just watch. Let the second and third movie come out. Watch people gonna be like, I ain't gonna say this Chucky better than Don Mancini Chucky, but boy, like I feel like give it the same amount of movies Don Mancini got. This damn near make top it, because it's like I say, it's so much shit they could do, especially being in the new age now. I wouldn't count it against it, like, you feel me? I would definitely bet my money on this Child's Play. But I do got mad respect, because you know how I was talking about how, like, in this movie, Chucky loyalty ran deep. I guess the horror fans or whatever, they loyalty running deep to Don Mancini without the band, but it's not like that with me, man. I just feel like, especially, like, my main example that I like to bring into it is that Friday reboot. Boy, when it first came out, people hated it. Now, I guess now that time go on, people watch it a couple more times, you feel me? People starting to like. But I would say that shit, since that shit came out, boy, like, that Jason is probably the most aggressive Jason we probably ever seen. Just like, matter of fact, in the Halloween, that's probably the most aggressive Michael we've ever seen. And in this Chucky, this probably the most, I ain't gonna say the most aggressive Chucky, but this down there is probably the most unique Chucky. See, most people forget. Most Chucky fans like to forget. They always talking about why this Chucky look like this, who about to bam. But when I think about it, Don Mancini Chucky had 3 different phases. Like, you feel me? He had the original, like, you feel me, the original buddy, good guy doll face. Then he had the scar, like, you feel me, see the Chucky, bride of Chucky. Then in Curse of Chucky, if I can recall, he had the makeup on. Like, you feel me, Chucky, Don Mancini Chucky didn't always look the same. So I don't get why people saying this Chucky look fucking retarded. Like, you feel me? It's just all that dumb shit. That's why I'm giving it a 9.5, because people talk so much shit on it before the movie came out, and for this movie to be this good and for the movie to do this, man, y'all need to start listening to me more. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro, y'all need to start listening to me. Trying to get that respect on my name, man. I mean, it's here. I'm giving it to y'all. Y'all just gotta receive it, man. Y'all just gotta receive it. And that's gonna wrap up today's episode of Killer Gossip, man. My name is Shamanus, man. I like to classify myself as a new generation of killer love. Don't sleep on this Chucky, man. I'm telling y'all. Just let the next one come out. Let the next one come out. Stay scared.